Record. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about cellular memory, emotional detox, and also, as I said, ketosis symptoms. So we're on day 4, and as I said, can you believe that we're on day 4 already? Time seems to be flying by. Mind you, some of you might be thinking, oh gosh, thank good it's day 4. I've only got one more day to go. But so tomorrow I'm going to go over your options of what to do in the next phase after we finish 5 days. So by now you've probably noticed some powerful shifts happening, not just in your physical body, but in your emotional world too. So today we're going to dive into the concept of cellular memory and how emotional stress can be stored in the body and how detoxification helps to release that. Plus, we'll cover some of the symptoms of ketosis which you might be experiencing, and so including things like body temperature changes and increased heart rate. So, okay, as we go. So, cellular memory and emotional detoxification. Let's start with the idea of cellular memory. So, cellular memory is a concept that our bodies store emotional stress, trauma, and past experiences on a cellular levels. Our cells aren't just working physically, they hold memories of emotional states that we've been through. And this can sometimes manifest as stress, anxiety, physical tension, or physical ailments that can be as sort of severe as things like cancers and other autoimmune diseases and things like that. When we undergo detoxification, like we're doing right now in the monovast, our body doesn't just release physical toxins from food and the environment. It can also begin to release stored emotional stress. You might find that as your body heals physically, it also starts to bring up emotional memories or feelings that you haven't thought about for a long time, or you thought you had dealt with. This is completely normal. It is part of the body's way of resetting. Our cells, particularly in organs like the liver, muscles, or even the gut, can hold on to emotional baggage. As you detox, your body is essentially cleaning house, not just on a physical level, but emotionally as well. So I know last night, for example, when I'd finished on the call, I got really, really irritable, like really irritable. And I'm not normally like that. And so I know that irritation was something I was letting go of. And so this is what symptoms of emotional detox can look like. So you might feel more emotional than usual, finding that old memories, sadness, or even anger or irritation comes up, like me. You could feel more anxious or restless in your body as your body is processing and releasing what's been held onto for what could be for years. This emotional detox can sometimes feel overwhelming, but it's important to lean into it. Just like we're clearing toxins from our body, this is a way of clearing emotional toxins that may have been blocking us. And these toxins can come from childhood, can come from birth, and also can come through the ancestral lines. So it's been proven that many sort of traumas and things can be transferred from mother to child, from mother to child. It can come down through the ancestral lines. And so how do you navigate the emotional detox? So the best thing to do is to acknowledge those emotions as they come up rather than pushing them away. My dear husband got my antagonism yesterday, but we sort of sorted it out. So rather than pushing them away, recognize these feelings are part of your healing process. So engage in certain, self-care practices like journaling, gentle movement, or even a warm bath, like the detox recipe I shared with you on Monday, to help the process and release these emotions. Use deep breathing or meditation, like the meditations we've been sharing, to ground yourself and allow these emotions to move through you without holding on to them. So This is really important with the emotional component. So basically, if we actually allow everything to move through us, and one of the most powerful things that I found with helping deal with emotions is journaling. And journal for 20 minutes at least at a time. You don't have to think about what you're going to be writing down. Just sit down with a pen and paper and write. And you might think you're writing gobbledygook, but after a little while, that basically comes through and you can release stuff. And so I found it really, really, really powerful for myself and my clients. So I'd highly recommend doing that. And if you feel like it, I wouldn't use a really nice journal. I would use paper, and you can either tear it up or burn it. It's really cathartic. So it's one thing you can do. And so the other things you can do with that. So why do we experience ketosis symptoms? So as I'm going to talk to you about ketosis symptoms, I thought I would first come up with why we get ketosis symptoms, why they happen in the first place. When your body enters ketosis, it goes through a significant metabolic shift. Normally, as we've talked about, your body relies on glucose, sugars from carbohydrates, as its primary energy source. Now, however, during a fast or when you're eating very few carbs, like a monofast or a carnivore diet, your glucose stores run low and your body begins to search for an alternative energy source. And this is where fat comes to play. In ketosis, your liver starts breaking down the stored fat into molecules called, as we know, ketones. And ketones are then used as primary food stores, especially for the brain, and which typically runs on glucose. While this metabolic switch is highly beneficial for fat burning and brain health, it can also lead to temporary adjustment symptoms as your body adjusts to a new fuel source. And the reason, one of the main contributing factors of ketosis symptoms is the loss of electrolytes. As your body starts to burn fat for energy, it also begins to flush out water and glycogen. So glycogen is the stored form of glucose from your muscles and the liver. This rapid loss of water causes your electrolytes, such as sodium, potassium, and magnesium, to become depleted. These electrolytes are crucial for maintaining balance in the body. And when they're low, you may experience symptoms like headaches, fatigues, and muscle cramps. The other thing is the brain energy transition. Your brain typically relies on glucose for energy. And when your body shifts to ketones, there's an adaptation period during the early stages of ketosis. Your brain may not be getting as much energy as it used to, which can cause brain fog or dizziness. However, once your brain fully adapts to using ketones as its primary fuel, most people experience a boost in mental clarity. So if you haven't got that boost in mental clarity, your body is still adjusting to ketosis. So also there's a change in hormonal signals. So when you go into ketosis, it affects your hormones, especially those related to hunger and satiety. For example, insulin levels drop significantly during ketosis. And also we start going out of leptin resistance into leptin, sending the messages to the hypothalamus, and the hypothalamus actually listening. So that means that your hypothalamus is learning that the fat cells are full, which is when you have leptin resistance, this is what doesn't happen. So you get lots of leptin buzzing around your body, but the hypothalamus isn't listening. So once the hypothalamus starts listening, then you start to not have the appetite that you used to. So if you're finding that you're not hungry, this is the reason why. Your fat cells are full. And so because your body is no longer processing the carbohydrates, this makes you feel fatigued as your body adjusts to the lower levels of insulin, and also the upping the level of adaptation of leptin. So additionally, ghrelin, the hormone responsible for hunger, can fluctuate during ketosis, making you feel unusually hungry or experience changes in appetite as your body transitions to burning fat for fuel. So if you're in the middle and you start feeling really hungry, this is what's happening, is They're basically, the hormones are just trying to readjust themselves as you are making huge shifts and changes. I hope that makes sense. Increased fat oxidation. As your body begins to burn fat for energy, your metabolism ramps up to convert fat into ketones, and this process, known as fat oxidation, can cause temporary shifts in energy levels, body temperature, and even an increased heart rate. This is part of the body's way of adapting to the faster rate of fat metabolism, which can feel intense at first, but generally subsides as your body becomes more efficient at using ketones. So while these symptoms can feel uncomfortable in the short term, they're actually signs that your body is doing the deep work of transitioning into fat burning mode. Once your system adjusts, the symptoms tend to subside, and the long-term benefits of ketosis, like enhanced energy, mental clarity, and fat loss, become more and more pronounced. So I'm just going to go into, if it lets me, it's not letting me go. It's got stuck. Okay. There we go. So ketosis symptoms, let's dive a little bit deeper. So changes in heart rate and more. Now let's shift into some of the physical symptoms of ketosis you might be experiencing. Your body, as we said, is burning fat for fuel right now, and that's incredibly powerful. And as we said, the changes in your system as you adapt. Here are some of the most common symptoms of ketosis. Increased body temperature. When your body enters deeper levels of ketosis, you may notice changes in your body temperature. This can manifest as feeling warmer or even hot flashes. So if you've been in menopause and you were on ultimate detox or fast track and those hot flashes have abated, you probably haven't experienced this. But if you are new to this, then you might start feeling really hot, especially at night. And this happens because your ketones raise your metabolic rate, which means your body is working and even harder to break down fat. And so the increased metabolic rate can cause your body to generate huge amounts of heat. And it's a sign that you're actually burning through fat stores. So it's actually a good sign. And it's actually, so basically, if you feel too warm, make sure you are drinking lots of water with lots of salt. The salt's great for that. And allow your body to regulate itself naturally, which it will. And so, as I've said before, increased heart palpitations. Another common symptom is the increased heart rate or palpitations. So ketosis can cause a shift in electrolyte balance. And as I've said, just sodium, potassium, and magnesium are vital for preventing this. So if you don't have enough electrolytes, then it can lead to palpitations. And one of the main ones in that is magnesium. So if you're feeling this, it's a good time to check your electrolyte intake, adding salt, making sure that you're using a lot of magnesium oil or gel on your skin can help restore balance and ease these symptoms. And it's interesting because it does tend to show up more at night. And I'm not sure if it's because you tend to just notice it more because you're not doing things and stuff. So you tend to notice a heart rate really increasing. So just keep up with your water. And if you aim for 3 liters of water a day, but make sure you're having enough salt and other electrolytes. If you've got Boost, have extra Boost. If you've got the magnesium, as I say, use lots and lots of magnesium. And this brings me quite nicely to dehydration. And so ketosis can lead to dehydration because your body is shedding the water and glycogen, like I've mentioned. You may notice more frequent urination, which tends to happen at night for some inexplicable reason, which means you're losing water and electrolytes. That's why so important, and I'm going to go on and on and on about it, is make sure you're replenishing your water and make sure you're replenishing the minerals. This is why we do the salt. So keto flu, you've probably heard about it, and it's very common. You tend to get headaches, fatigue, dizziness, and irritability. Because you have probably been doing the soul, you probably won't be getting it. And that is the beauty of following few guidelines. And let's face it, it's only a few guidelines. And these symptoms are not a setback. They're signs that your body is working hard, shifting gears and adapting to a new, healthier fuel source. So do not be afraid of it. So embrace the journey. As we move into the next stage of our journey, remember that your body is doing some deep healing, not just physically, but emotionally. The symptoms you may be feeling are signs that you're shedding old layers and stepping into a healthier, clearer, more vibrant version of yourself. Trust the process, stay hydrated, listen to your body, and be gentle with yourself through these shifts. So what next? Tomorrow, we'll explore even more exciting changes that are happening in your body. But for now, give yourself credit for how far you've come. You're doing fantastic. And I'm so impressed with your results so far. It's been amazing. So tomorrow we're going to be going into ways of transitioning from the monofast or continuing on this journey. But before we go, there are two things I would just like to share very quickly. So I thought I would introduce those of you who are new to the world, to my world, to Fast Track to Health. You may have heard me talk about the products on our first day. And today I thought I would remind you, as I have a very special deal going on for the first 40-day package, which also includes the Metabolic Duo, which includes berberine, which I talked about day one, I think, and my Metabolic Duo, which contains berberine, and also a herb called rhodiola. Rhodiola is an adaptogen, and as an adaptogen, it helps your body cope with stress. But also rhodiola has the benefit of giving you a boost of energy when you're feeling low and flat, and also helps you let go of weight. It's the most amazing herb that's so beneficial as you're moving through this stage. So rhodiola, I get you to take in the morning at lunchtime, because some people find rhodiola can keep you awake and you really don't need that. Like we talked about the other day, is how important sleep is for our health and well-being. And so this is Fast Track to Health. So basically the special is the detox phase, which is 40 days. So you get homeopathic spray, you get boost drops, and you get a magnesium gel, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So normally those three products are 270. And the reason they might appear to be relatively, I think they're actually really reasonable value, because I used to sell the spray only for $150 and you get the three. And so basically they're 40 days worth, and they basically take you through a low inflammatory phase, and you can either do that one or you can do a carnivore phase. And then you also, with this deal, get the Metabolic Duo, which is, as I said, it's got my Metabolic Boost, which has barberry and Oregon grapefruit, and also another adaptogen, which you probably heard, which is called astragalus, or another name for it is withania, and it's one of my favorite stress release herbs. And they're a match made in heaven. They really, really can help your body let go of stubborn weight. And so normally they are $400, and this weekend they are $325. And for members of the network, I'm also offering another 10% off. So you'll get a code in the network in the next few days. So basically, you'll get that for under $300, which is definitely worth it, I think. So, okay, so that's my my plug for the products and things. And have a look. The link is in our Facebook group, the Food and Frequency for Holistic Health. So have a look in there. And also, I'm quickly sharing a little bit about the X39 patches, because Deb is doing the presentation from 7:30 this evening. As I said, I'll put the link in the chat box, so those of you who'd like to know more. So basically, what is X39? They're wearable patches, transdermal, non-transdermal. So they go on your skin, but nothing enters the body. Unlike magnesium, where it goes directly into your skin, this doesn't. And Debs is going to share how it works, but this is basically how it works. It's a type of light therapy. It's a frequency medicine, which is why we really like it. And this, it just says what it does there, but Debs is going to go into more detail, but also she's going to be sharing stories of the results that people have had, and they're quite amazing. And so improvement in energy levels, reduction in pain and inflammation, improved well-being, sleep, collagen, wrinkles, all that sort of stuff, increased hair growth and more. So they sound like a match made in heaven, don't they? But I'm not going to really talk about those because that's not really my jam. So this is today's presentation, really. So I'm going to Borrelia. I have to leave at 7. Good to see everyone. Good to see you too, Borrelia, if you're still here and loving the mono food diet. Susan Spry have to leave too. Well, awesome to see you ladies. So for anyone who hasn't tried Karen's Boost spray and her amazing gel, it's heaven. And magnesium gel is my favorite, and other products are amazing. Isn't that nice? Thank you very much, Julia, for that. I really appreciate it. And so consequently, I would, any questions, if you have, please just shout out. I'm going to get the attachment for Deb's presentation if I can find it. So shout out if you have a question, or if you want to talk to me about anything. It's all good. I think this is it.
Typical me. I have a question, but shall we just chat another time? Because what you brought up today, I got told was spot on.
Right. Okay. So let's see if you can. What? No chat.
But
No,
I don't want to take up people's time. Like if there's other questions to be asked, let's have people ask those questions.
Yeah. You can ask it, because it's probably what some other people need too. And you know that.
All right. So I went the first day of the program, I went up 800 grams, I think. Then the next day of the program of the mono fast, I went down 1.9 kg.
Wow.
So super chuffed with myself. And then the next day, I went up 800 grams. So this morning I went up 800. Now I've not changed what I've eaten. I did ponder that I did mince the first day, so I did an up, and then I've done a down, and I've stuck with steak or some sort of not minced up beef because I'm on a beef mono fast.
Yeah.
So I was super chuffed with the 1.9 down, and then it was like 800 today, but I've not changed anything that I'm doing.
Right.
And then you mentioned maybe I work as a medium for those that haven't known me. So I quite often, unfortunately, take on what's happening with those people around me. And Karen, you mentioned that maybe I was taking on that, and when I tuned in, I was told that that's what I'm doing.
Mm.
I don't want to waste. Like if somebody has a question they really want to ask, cut me off and jump in and ask. But yeah, now I'm pondering, is that what I'm doing?
Yeah. You could be doing that, and we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
And it's easily could be, but I do have a feat, because sometimes some people have a response to histamines. And
Yes.
histamines, like for example, from mints and stuff like that, you can get more histamine from mints than you can from steak.
Yeah.
And you can also get, unfortunately, and I know how much you love this, is butter.
Do I need better butter, Karen?
Either better butter, or you could try tallow.
Okay.
Because I think that would be really worth your while doing that, because we've been trying you with butter for such a long time. I think
Yeah.
be. Hillary had a suggestion. Would it not be enough electrolytes, especially for mediums? Yes, it can be electrolytes, but especially magnesium. And I know that Julia slathers herself in it. So, but it could, and she slathers herself. She takes quite a bit of the boost and everything else. And so, yeah, it's that's what I would have said. So, but it's also could be histamine reaction. And so, yeah. And so, because Ray worked out this week about butter, stopped it, and the ears stopped burning and itching. So that's a really good thing. So that's interesting, Ray. Be interesting. Watch this space, as they say. So, yeah.
All right, so I'll up the quality of my butter, maybe lessen the amount of my butter, maybe tune into our group as a whole because you and I both think that is something that I tune into.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Um,
I think the way you work is the energy of the group is really going to impact you in a
yeah.
positive way because everyone's so lovely here, so it's going to impact you hugely. And so, and try and get a source of tallow instead of
All
butter.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'll do that tomorrow.
yeah.
Oh, actually, it's actually in my fridge. I've got the old dripping container like my old mum.
Okay. So try that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you so
Lovely.
much. Thank you,
Didn't take that long.
everybody.
You didn't take that long, did you? Okay. Anyone else got a question?
Amazingly, no. Upgraded, Julia, .3.
Fantastic. So yes. Okay. So any more questions that you wanted me to go over? It doesn't have to be about what we've been talking about today. It can be about anything. So and you did ask me about how my sardines were going, and I'm getting a little bit over
Can we have a video tomorrow when you eat them?
yeah. So I'm going to celebrate tomorrow. And I'm gonna definitely continue with sardines because I want to see how it feels.
Karen, when do we finish? Is it finish on Friday or is it finish on Saturday?
Well, it'll be Saturday morning that
Okay.
lunchtime or whatever. So I think it's beneficial to do it, but I am going to talk about that tomorrow night. Now, I'm very aware too that we are going into a bank holiday or Labour weekend. And so I understand that many of you will not be joining me in the evening, but I would love to see you if you do manage to come on. And I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet for you so that you can actually have an evening and a long weekend. And I am going to give you a suggestion if you wanted to continue with the mono diet of how to manage that, and also if you didn't want to continue, how to reintroduce food, because that's an important component too. So if you want to continue with the journey of improving your health, letting go of weight and everything, then the option is to stay on a mono diet, but maybe making a switch. But we're going to talk about that more tomorrow. If you can't make it, I'm going to make the video available in our Facebook group, Holistic Health One. So that's going to be there on Saturday morning. So if you don't manage to see it on Friday night, and of course it really is good if you can manage to come live, but if you don't, I really understand, and it'll be there for you in the morning, hopefully. If I remember to record it, of course, which helps. So if you have nothing else that you want to chat about or ask me questions, then it's absolutely fantastic. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Now, if any of my the network members, we are not going to have a meeting on Monday, simply because I don't think many of you will turn up anyway, and also it gives me a time to have a day off. So, but we're going to have a special guest the Monday after, because Deb and I are going on the road. We're doing a road trip, as I said, and so consequently, we've got another wonderful treat in store for you, and I will share with you when I get some information from her that she wants to share. So you're going to have an exciting evening on the Monday after next. So yeah, it's the 4th, I believe. And so yeah, so thank you for joining.
Yeah, I've just got one little question, Karen. It's
Yeah, sure.
just in relation to, because I haven't actually started yet. I haven't got in the first lot of products. And I sent you an email, but I've got about 5 or 6 different email addresses. So if you could maybe send me my first month's products, that would be great.
I will, because I didn't realize you were back. So they will go out tomorrow.
Yeah, no, that's no problem. I just
Actually, they'll go out on Tuesday because things over the long weekend
I
get
appreciate
lost.
Nothing much is going to happen immediately, but
yeah, they will definitely be on their way. Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Awesome.
I look forward to it.
Awesome, so then magic. Okay, lovely ladies. Thank you.
A quick question, Karen.
Yes,
did you find the link for the Debs X39 presentation?
Yes, it's in the chat here.
It's in the chat, is it?
I'll put it in again so you don't have to scroll up. I'm hoping that's it. Got it?
Oh, yeah, I see it there, yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Awesomely awesome. So I'm going to say adieu.
So, sorry, just the presentation, if we can't do it now, it's going to be recorded, you think? But where will that go?
I'll talk to her. She'll probably put it in the group. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've just got a bit of jet lag, so I really don't think I'll make it through another hour.
No, don't blame you. I'm just very delighted that you joined us tonight. So that's great. So
really keen to get going again.
Yeah, awesome. Awesomely awesome. Okay. Speak to you soon. Lots of love. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.